Hail, masticators and metalheads in Australia. It's so good to be here with you guys. My name is Brett, and I host Metal Mastication. We are the only heavy metal interview show set in the kitchen. Where do the best conversations happen in your house, Kris?
I would say the toilet, but I'll go with the kitchen.
The correct answer is the kitchen. Yes, you're correct. And so that's where the idea came from. And we've done 19 episodes. We have 8 on our YouTube channel. And right now we are in the quarterfinals of the Colossus Favorite Chef 2025 competition. It benefits the James Beard Society, which brings equity and sustainability to professional kitchens. And if we win this competition, it will allow us to buy a food truck and go to Metal Festival. Okay, now say you're at a metal festival and you're there to see Metal Church, for example. I know they're really huge in Australia. They're huge all over the world. So you see our food truck there, and you go, wow, that's a fucking cool logo. That's a cool purple truck. You walk up to get something, and behind the counter in the food truck is none other, what's your name again? Steve Unger, the bass player, the Metal Hall of Fame bass player from Metal Church. Steve, get your ass out here.
Right.
And then you go on stage and he melts your brain. You just had the best festival of your life. So you just got served by Steve Unger. He goes and melts your face. You had the best festival ever. The fans can vote for us once a day. favoritechef.com/2025/Brett-Hoag. And if we win, we get it from the fans and we give it back to the fans at the food truck.
And then I get $20 an hour to serve food from.
Yes. We like to live in pay, Steve. I thought the minimum wage like $17.50 or something like that.
Gone down since the last
$20, man, I tell you. So Steve here was our third guest, and he graciously made his signature recipe that he's known for, which is called
Breast of Fire.
And because everyone likes breasts and fire is good.
Especially me.
Especially Steve. He is a breast guy, apparently.
I am a breast man.
And so he graciously agreed. How did you find out we were doing this?
This show or the first show?
This one. This one.
This one. Well, how did I find out? Dude, come on now. You said that you had Australia on the line, and I was like, Australia is the last place that Metal Church actually played. So we have been in hibernation since we were in Australia. So when Brett said, hey, man, I'm doing this show and it's going to be viewed in Australia, I was like, crikeys, I got to be there. And so here I am to show you my signature breast of fire dish again.
Right on. Okay, so we got this. What is in this pan that's simmering?
All right, well, you got, this is the base of it all right here. You got to start with the whipping cream.
You got some whipping cream?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So the thing about this is you got to be real careful not to boil it, because if you boil it, it turns into cottage cheese and then you're fucked. And you got to start over it.
And you don't want to curdle your cream.
Don't curdle the cream.
And if you look that up on the internet, be very careful.
Curdled breast milk. What could go wrong?
So, since I did Breast of Fire before, I was going to show another one of my signature meals.
Yes.
It's a pretty tricky one though.
Okay.
So so kids, don't try this at home, not unless you got parents' supervision.
So before we go, Steve, I'll just say, are these dishes that you'd normally cook at home? Like you'd cook for the band on tour and you cook at home, or?
This one here is especially after you got high. It's 3 a.m. and you don't really feel like cooking.
The Breast of Fire, though, you make that at home all the time?
I do make that at home all the time, man. This is one of my favorite dishes. So when you asked me to be on the show, what, a year ago now?
Yeah.
It was, I was like, well, that's the dish I have to teach or, show off.
Right on.
So here we are again, because it's a different crowd now. So happy to be here. And hi to my Australian friends again, man. It's been like a year and a half. So.
Oh, looking at the camera, Australia.
Hey.
Oi. Aussie.
All right. So don't try this at home, but you simply open the can like so. or in a dish.
Very complicated. Make sure you're taking notes.
And then put it in the microwave.
What actually is that? We haven't told us what it is.
Chicken noodle soup. It's a can of chicken noodle soup.
Rightio. No wonder you can't have kids at home try that. Like, I understand now.
I think he might be stoned now, but don't quote me on that.
No. I know better to do anything like this or talk to people when I'm stoned. You want me to cook it? If you're going to eat it, you're going to...
He just wanted to waste your soup.
I just wanted to waste the soup.
That's
right?
all. No, you know.
All right.
All right,
So, yeah,
so-
we're gonna keep heating this up here a little bit here.
Okay.
Turn up the heat a little bit. And we're gonna start spicing it up a little bit because this is called Breasts of Fire for a reason. It's a spicy dish.
The camera.
It's a spicy dish. So I like to use Orland's Cajun seasoning to fire things up. So basically we got a couple of quarts of these.
Couple quarts
of this sweet cream or whipping cream.
Whipping cream.
Mm-hmm. And then you just douse it in with some Cajun.
Right, no measuring. You just free pour it.
Free pour, man. I mean,
Now, if your reader, your audience, if they go to our YouTube page and they watch this episode and they click on the more information, the recipe will be there. And I actually do put amounts.
Right.
I do figure it out.
Only as a guideline, though. Only as a guideline.
So, listen, if you're cooking this for your grandma, you probably want to bring it down a notch because it could get messy.
That'd kill her. Did you see how much spice you put in that?
So, yes, I use the Cajun spices, and then, of course, you got to have your Tabasco seasoning. Seasoning, I call it, but Tabasco sauce. You want to fire it up because, like I said, it is breast of fire.
See, just like last time, dude, I got to say, that looks like a lot.
It's not a lot, man.
No, dude, that's a lot.
Quit being a wuss, man. All right.
Okay,
Tell us about this, Brett.
Yeah,
This is
we have fans, and one of our fans is in a band called Bloodshot Cyclops, and they're in North Carolina, and they have their own brand of hot sauce. And so he sent me 5 of these hot sauces to use on our show.
Right.
So and they are incredibly hot. Incredibly hot. So, forewarned. Wish you were here, dude.
I know. Can I actually interject with a little story I've got here about some hot sauce that you might find interesting? Like, Zach Wild's got his own line of hot sauce that he's brought out. And I think it was death sauce. I had some one night at home and I was cooking with it very similar to you guys are now. Then I didn't wash my hands before I went to bed with my wife.
Oh.
And I kid you not, about 15 minutes later, she has jumped out of bed in the darkness, naked, ran to the bathroom, legs up on the sink, and she's flushing herself out, screaming for about half an hour. That's as far as I'm going to go.
Flavor.
That is great. That is great. Oh, man, your poor wife.
She's the next wife now.
All right, we're almost at a boil. You going to add sour cream?
Yeah, I'm going to add sour cream. So the sour cream, you just kind of put a little bit in there. It kind of helps firm things up a little bit, so it's not quite a soupy thing. Oh, you guys really went all out and bought brand new sour cream.
I did.
Oh, look at that.
So the other thing, Kris, with our show is we provide all the ingredients that our guests are going to need to cook. And sometimes they have their own special stuff, like we did. Who was it that had... Julia Lage brought some stuff, didn't she? So we did Julia Lage, the basis of Vixen, and she brought some of her own spices that she knew she needed for her dish. She's Brazilian, and so she made a Brazilian dish, exactly, and so she brought the stuff.
The secret.
And Hill Devil Hill, we just did them, and Dewey Bragg makes his own organic salsa. And he does have a secret ingredient in that we're going to block out and stuff on the show. So it should be really cool.
Right,
we can't give that away.
Nice. Now, you two guys look like you got a good chemistry going on. Like, does this just come on through the show, or are you guys friends outside the show?
No, it started. Where did I fucking meet you?
The NAMM show.
It was at NAMM.
2 years ago, right?
It was at NAMM 2 years ago. It was the first time they opened up NAMM to the public. And Claudia and I and James had just started the show. We'd done like 2 episodes. And we did James and Robbie Lochner from Jack Russell's Great White. And I went to NAMM, and because I knew the rock stars were going to be there, and he was there, and I just went and talked to him. I'm like, dude, my name is Brett. I host this show, blah, blah, blah. And he was all into it. And then I am grateful to say, yeah, I think we have become friends.
Yeah.
He doesn't live here. He lives up in Seattle. And he flew down just for this, you know. And so whenever he's in town, we go to the whiskey and we drink lots of Screwball peanut butter flavored whiskey at the Rainbow.
I'm sorry about that, man.
Yeah,
I got hooked on the Screwball, so it's my fault. My fault for that. Sorry.
No, never apologize for getting someone on the good alcohol, mate.
Well, you know, that's the way I look at it, but you should be saying you're welcome, huh?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for making me an alcoholic at 58. I really appreciate that.
See, you're never too old to change, mate. That's the moral of the story.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is nice and thick.
And so we...
Can we get that in the camera?
Yeah. And then we'll add some pepper to it. Because...
Yeah, get it, babe.
Going mobile.
Isn't that a good song?
Extreme close-up.
There you go.
That's too bright. Wait.
That's a little too bright there, babe. There you go. That's better.
There we go. So there actually is something really in the pot. You're really cooking something there.
Yeah. So we're thinking it, man, and it's all on tracks.
Well, before we go to the next stage and while you're getting things ready, Brett, just tell us a bit more about the show. Like, it kicked off in 2023, but how long had you had the idea for something like this before it actually became reality?
A couple months, actually. So I'm sure you and all of your readers and your audience are familiar with Billy Sheehan, the world's greatest living bass player. Mm-hmm. And no offense to my executive producer and my guest, but Billy's Billy, right?
You got to be honest.
Right, yeah. And whenever he's home, he posts cooking videos on his Facebook channel. And so I follow along on Facebook, and Billy is actually one of the few public personas that does his own social media. Mm-hmm. And so he'll answer, 20, 25 people, and then he moves on. And he made this one sauce one day, and he posted it. And everyone says to Billy, oh, God, that looks great. How do you tune your bass for this song? Or, wow, that looks delicious. What pedal do you use, right? Okay. And it's always music. And he's gracious. He answers them. I asked him a cooking question. I said, dude, how did you finish that sauce? Did you use unsalted butter or did you use a cornstarch mixture? And he answered right away. He said, I used butter. How did you know? And so I said, I know how to cook. And then we started talking back and forth about cooking. And one night I'm laying in bed thinking, wow, how cool would it be to be in the kitchen with Billy Sheehan, cooking up his sauce. And so I was writing for a magazine at the time called Heart of Hollywood. And a mutual friend of mine and James set up an interview with Impellitteri. So I came to James's house here, and James and Kris Impellitteri were here. And when I walked in the door, James's wife was right here at the stove cooking for our friend. And I walked by and I muttered under my breath, wow, that would be fucking perfect. And James heard me. He's like, perfect for what? And I'm like, oh, shit. He heard me. Perfect for what? Yeah, see? Exactly, yeah. And so I told him about the idea, and this guy apparently, he makes lasagnas and hands them out as gift cards at Christmas.
What a guy.
His lasagna sauce uses the Goodfellas prison sauce. And so he was all into it. It's like, let's do it. And here we are 2 years later.
No, it's fantastic. Where did you get the name Metal Mastication from? Because it's awfully close to masturbation.
Yeah, it is. I'm a retired English teacher, and I love alliteration, and I love play on words. And so I was thinking about that show that one night when I was thinking of the concept. And I'm like, what's a good name for this? It's heavy metal musicians. We're cooking. We're eating. We're chewing. Metal mastication.
So it's nothing to do with masturbation. Nothing to do with masturbation?
No, it's the verb masticate, chewing.
Right. Okay. I'm glad you cleared that up because I wasn't going to give you a live on-air demonstration of that.
No. I give you a demonstration of masticating, not the other one. that you have to go to my OnlyFans channel.
I didn't have to bring anything.
Why did you choose heavy metal?
I love heavy metal. I mean, okay, so we did David Ellefson and Jeff Young of Megadeth, right?
Huh?
And so I asked Dave, because David is definitely a pioneer of thrash, right?
100%.
100% pioneer.
Yeah.
And so my question for David was, how did you invent my second favorite genre of metal that's not Black Sabbath? So I've been a Black Sabbath fan, right, since I was 11. So it's metal, mate. It's metal.
Nice. And is it always like, it is essentially a cooking show, but when you get these guests on, do you interview them as well, like from a journalist point of view, or is it just a show about cooking?
No, it's cooking secondary.
Right.
Okay. We're an interview show set in the kitchen because, again, that's where the best conversations happen. So that's what it's about. I do pre-interview my guests and get talking points. I know Steve's got a new project that he wants to talk about. And so, we'll talk to him about that. But it's more, I like the conversations to flow, you know, and because I'm a retired English teacher and I'm good at public speaking and blah, 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 I can guide that conversation.
Yeah.
So if you go too far off track, I can get it back to music or I can get it back to family or something like that. And like I said, the coolest thing about this whole thing, Kris, is like when we did James here, our first episode, we're talking about what he wanted to do when he was a kid, and he runs off camera and gets his high school yearbook.
Oh, nice.
And brings it back and points to it and says, look, what other interview does that happen in?
And how nerdy was he in his photo?
He'll go get it. Yeah. So just a minute. He'll be right back. He looked pretty good. He looked pretty good, actually. So
I would show you my high school photo, but I don't think the screen's big enough for all my hair.
but his is probably in Seattle anyway. So
yeah, it looked like I had an afro.
Hey, here we go.
All right, here it is, man.
All right.
Luckily, we're at my house, so I can bring this out. But I remember the big question is, well, how did you know what you wanted to do and what you wanted to do? I'm like, I always wanted to be a studio musician. I mean, definitely a musician, but I always had this feeling that I wanted to be a studio musician. I love recording, and
keep pointing, babe. Keep pointing.
So I thought I would show Brett. Look, from the very beginning, this would have been 1982. Okay, don't do the arithmetic.
I can't count past 5, bro, so.
1982, it shows exactly what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. Oh, there we go. Can you see that?
The light. You get it in front. You got to get it past this light. Oh, that's better.
There you go. That's you down. My God, you look like a chick. Oh, no, I was looking at the wrong one. You look like a young Ron Burgundy.
Oh, I did have a tie on, but it says James Pulli, studio musician.
Sensational.
Birthday. Forget the birthday, but
I'll blur that birthday bit out for you if you want.
Yeah.
No. How about that mustache, though, huh?
You look like Ron Burgundy. You look like a Ron Burgundy in training.
Orange stash on the east.
Oh, you bet. You bet. My dad's tie.
Oh, yeah.
So the cool thing, Kris, is I get shit like this all the time in the show.
Looks like fun.
It's so much fun, and again, the thing is, the environment is so comforting and relaxing that once we get going, my guests are feel like they're at home. And what other interview medium, show, whatever has that?
None that I know of, bro.
No one does, dude. We're the only one.
You're a pioneer, bro.
Thank you.
You are.
I'm the pioneer.
So tell me, Mr. Pioneer, who's brought the tastiest meal into you?
Oh, you're going to ask me that in front of you?
Yeah, put me on the spot.
Well, the Brussels fire was really good.
Okay, first of all, yeah, Steve. Yeah,
all right.
I would have to go with I'd have to go James Pulli's Goodfellas lasagna. For sure.
Come on.
The Breast of Fire, this sauce is amazing. The good thing about it is you get leftovers and you can throw it on spaghetti the next day or something, right?
You can eat for a week of it.
Yeah, and so that's really...
As you can a lasagna.
Right.
So, get it out.
Of the episodes that aren't edited yet, I would say Tony Macalpine made the best dish.
Pork chops.
Tony made some pork chops with some caramelized bell peppers and onions on top. That
Sounds
was
nice.
fucking amazing. Yeah. Yeah, but that episode, we're still editing. That we haven't even gotten to that one yet. So we're working on it. It's just my wife and I. You know, we're husband and wife team, and she does all the editing, directing, producing, lighting, camera, everything.
Very nice. And that,
Try some of your boys' hot sauce, just because.
Dude, okay.
Vicious.
It is vicious.
that's not enough. That's not enough.
Don't go too heavy on it, all right?
Dude, it is really hot, Kris.
Well, this would be an appropriate time to ask this question then. Has any of them ever turned into a total disaster?
You had some bad ones?
Well, no, we've had some guests, and I don't want to, name any names, of course. Because again, they're in such a unfamiliar environment that one of our guests was really unenergetic. It was really hard interview, if from a journalist standpoint.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, because he was really quiet, really reserved, not a lot of energy. So that one was really hard. But other than that, no, all of the food has been great. All the dishes have been good. All my guests have been wonderful to chat with. I've been fortunate enough, as with Steve and several others and James, to actually develop, a personal relationship with these people. And they're great. I mean, so far anyway, I haven't done Yngwie.
You can pronounce his name. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, right? I heard he's got an attitude. Now, we did do Bjorn Englund, who's a bass player who's toured with Yngwie. And I did ask him about Yngwie, and he said, I never had a problem with it. And I said, maybe it's because you're both Swedes. And, so, they understood, right? They're both, Swedes are Swedes, dude. They're pretty
very abrupt people.
yeah, exactly. So, but of course, obviously, we'd love to have Yngwie on. I'd love to talk to the guy, but all of my guests have been great, really, except for
that subject. Then, bro, who's your top three on your wish list? Then, if you could have anyone you wanted on there, who would your top three be?
Damn, right.
Billy Sheehan.
Yeah.
Sebastian. Doug Pinnick from King's X. And Sebastian Bach.
Nice.
The reason I want Baz is because of his personality and his enthusiasm for metal.
Yep.
I think that would just be such an amazingly fun time with him. And I'm a huge King's X fan. I think they're critically underrated. And Doug is a great guy. And I'd love to have him on. And of course, Billy was the inspiration for the whole thing. And with Billy, it's just a matter of scheduling. If he ever gets out here to LA and he's got enough time, he'll do the show. If we win this contest, the first road trip we take is to Nashville to do an episode with Billy Sheehan.
Nice. Now, before we get on to talking about the finals, mate, we'll switch over to you for a second, Steve. Like you mentioned that you haven't really done much since you were in Australia a year and a half ago. So what's actually going on with Metal Church at the moment? You'd have to have something in the wind.
Well, that's a really good question. And if anybody knows the answer, you can give me a call. I'll post my
1-800.
Right. Let me know. Well, the last thing we did was Australia, and it was very hard. Kurt was struggling. He's had that back problems for many years, and he got back, and he just needed to take some time off for himself, and try to make himself better and get out to go back on tour again. So we're kind of in a holding pattern. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where we're going to take things from here. So all we can do is keep looking forward and keep busy doing other projects. And if the time is right, we'll come back out and see you again as Metal Church.
Nice. In the meantime, we're just going to keep cooking up a storm.
Well, in the meantime, I got all kind of other things that I do. I mean, I've been playing with a lot of other bands, recording for a lot of other people. My latest venture is actually a band called Limberlost. And they're a band that has been around for about 15 years. And they've been friends of mine the whole time. And they went actually on tour with Ingve.
Yeah, right?
They did a European tour with Ingve, and when you take musicians that haven't been on tour for the first time, that's where you figure out who's cut out for this and who's not.
Yep.
And some of the band members just weren't cut out for the road life and the touring world, which, if you're in the music business, you know that's where you're making your money these days, touring and merchandise. Unless you're Taylor Swift and you can sell 1 billion albums.
Right.
Apparently, I don't have an ass that cute. So.
No, you don't. Sorry. Hate to break it to you, pal. Not even close.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah, no, not even close.
But you haven't seen me in a yet either.
That's true. That's true.
Let me tell you a cool story about Taylor Swift, guys. I cut it short, but I took my 9 or 10-year-old daughter to see Taylor Swift when she came out to Australia, and they gave the seats through about 10 rows from the front, right in the middle. And at one stage, Taylor Swift is on all fours, like singing, walk around the stage. She's looked up at me, saw my heavy shirt, lifted her hands up for 3 seconds, gave me the metal horns, put her hands down again. I looked at the guy next to me and I said, mate, and as soon as I said that, he's gone, Taylor Swift just gave you the fucking horns, bro. So it wasn't in my imagination. I got the metal horns off Taylor Swift at her own concert.
There you go, man.
That is awesome, Kris. That is great. That is great.
Yeah. I didn't get a photo, but it happened.
Right, and now your daughter looks at you as a real hero, right?
Oh, mate. Yeah. Yeah, she loves it. She had the time of her life. It was a great experience. And it's the most read review I've ever done, my review on Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that is great. That is great. All right, what's next?
All right. Well, as I finish telling the Limberlost story, we're going to add the chicken, because this is called Breasts of Fire. So one of the things you have to do for this dish is saute up a couple breasts of chicken and season them up the way you want to. And then once this is ready to go, you simply oh, look at you, all professional and everything. You just dump it on into the sauce.
Well, it's my
look out. It's a sliding effect. It's a sliding effect.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. All right.
You stir that in there?
Just stir that in there, and I mean, we're ready to eat. We're going to have to toast up some buns.
We need butter.
So does that go on a sandwich, or does it go on lettuce, or does it go on pasta and lettuce? What the fuck?
Listen,
where do I get lettuce from?
You're putting the cart before the horse right now, bro.
All right, so you take a French baguette and you slice it up, and you grate some Parmesan
cheese over the top.
Does it have to be French? Does it have to be a French one?
Well, any kind of bread you wish, I guess.
Right, cool.
The original recipe is with a French baguette. Yeah.
Right,
okay.
So this is not right. All right, set that there. And
you got a plate? You want me to do it on the counter?
Over that.
You just do it right over it.
Do it over this?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, how talented you guys think I am. Jesus Christ. I have not worked in a professional kitchen since college, man.
Clean it up. Okay. What are you doing?
So that's the other thing I bring to the show, Kris, is I can cook anything. I've worked in professional kitchens. My father's trained me since I was about 7. I've mastered Julia Child's cookbook. I've mastered James Beard's cookbook. I've mastered Jacques Pepin La Technique. And that's the one that teaches you how to do all the fancy stuff.
Right. Like shred cheese?
Yes. Exactly. Shredding cheese is an art form.
Yeah, don't be cheesy on the cheese either, man. It's just all part of the dish.
Everyone's a fucking critic. I swear to God, man.
You missed the spot.
Yeah.
Don't get the knuckles too close.
There's no such thing as a budget when it comes to cheese, okay?
Okay, you guys need to blow me.
That was cheesy.
We have a lot of fun on this show. Sometimes alcohol is involved. Sometimes it's not.
Oh, yeah.
Throw some garlic.
Speaking of.
This time it is involved because Steve's here.
It happens.
And he's the bad kid in the neighborhood you don't let your kids play with because he's a bad influence.
Lock up your daughters kind of thing.
Lock up your daughters.
There you go.
Lock up your wife.
There's no, you might as well keep it going. So,
Yeah, you're making me jealous. Hang on. Wait, before you go, hang on. I've got
he's getting his own. He's getting his own.
Oh, get out.
We're gonna do an across the pond cheers.
Let's get this in the oven. He'll be back.
He's coming back. He's going to get his shot.
Just
No,
this.
just that.
All right, I've got my bottle of signed Slipknot whiskey. So I'll have a shot. I'll have a shot with you.
Yes.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Oh, God, that's so good.
I feel so much better.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back to the band story here.
Where was I? Limberlost. Yes.
You're Taylor Swift.
Yeah. So Limberlost went on tour with Yngwie, and they figured out who was cut out for the job and who wasn't. Not that they're not good and not talented, but half the band went one way and half the band went another way. And I got a call from my buddy Mike Burt, who's the drummer of the band. And he's like, hey, man, the band kind of went separate ways, and we're looking to rebuild the band, and we need a bass player and a guitar player. And I was like, okay, well, send me your new material, and I got some names and stuff. I just need to know what direction you guys are going. And so he sent me the material, and I listened to it, and I was like, next, man, this is really good. This is really good. And I went through the entire album, and it blew my fucking mind. I couldn't believe it. So
wait a minute, I got to interrupt you. Is it as good as the last Metal Church album, Congregation of Annihilation?
Oh, good question.
That album is fucking amazing, isn't it?
Good question.
Well, thank you, Brett. And the answer to that is that it's two different animals by far. All right? Metal Church is Metal Church, and Limberlost is Limberlost. They are two separate entities, two separate kinds of music. Limberlost is a much more mainstream radio-friendly type band. It's fronted by two girls, and it just amazing musicians throughout the band. And anyway, so I was listening to this stuff, and the material was so good that I called my son, and I was like, hey, Devin, have you heard the new Limberlost material? And he's like, no, but Mike's been calling me and blowing my phone up. So not that I knew it or not, but they had been reaching out to my son, Devin, to see if he was interested in playing the guitar. But he hadn't gotten back to him yet. And so when I called my son and said, have you heard this stuff yet? He's like, no, I haven't. So I sent it to him. And exactly, the album is 1 hour. And like an hour and 2 minutes later, he calls me back. He's like, what the fuck, man? This shit is like Grammy Award winning shit. Wow. And I was like, exactly the way I felt about it. And so I called Mike Burt back, and I'm like, hey, buddy, I think I may have your bass player and guitar player. And he's all like, well, let me grab a pencil and paper, man. I'll get some names and numbers and stuff. Like, no need for that, man. Me and my son, Devin. And he was like, no way, you guys would be interested in this? And I was like, told him, dude, your stuff is amazing. Nothing against the band the way it used to be. They've always been an amazing band. But since the departure, they kind of went a different direction, and in my opinion, the band grew up and turned into a swan. And I'm excited. We just dropped the first single. It's called Alien, and the album comes out Friday the 13th.
Ooh,
next month.
Oh, that's a good
one. Right.
Yeah. Right.
Well, so have you joined the band, or you're touring with the band?
I have joined the band along with my son Devin. Yeah, my son Devin also is the band Sin Circus, who they're still very active and out doing things themselves too. But these days things are a little bit different, and it's not like the old days where you could play in one band and just be busy, your entire career.
Make a living.
Yeah, make a living. Which unfortunately we all have to do, because no matter who you are, you have bills.
Ask you this then again for his audience. Are you fortunate enough to sustain yourself just on making music? Or do you have to do you have another?
You have to have sugar mamas, Brett.
Oh, sugar, okay. So Steve did it right. Steve did it right.
Man.
He found some hot little young thing there with lots of money.
Yeah, I graduated high school, we're not going to say when, but a long time ago, all right? And 2 weeks out of high school, I answered an ad in the paper. It said, touring rock band needs bass player with vocals. So I called him up. I'm like, just take the ad down. I'm your guy. And they're like, oh, this guy's a douche.
Right. He's not in there, is it?
Yeah. So I was like, I'm serious. I'm on my way right now. So I came over to audition, and we made about 3 songs in, and they're like, dude, you're the guy. And I was like, didn't I tell you that on the radio?
Yeah,
on the phone, right?
Yeah.
So, 2 weeks out of high school, I joined a touring rock band, and that's basically what I've done for my entire life.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
It is, man, yeah.
I haven't had to punch a time clock or do like the hard manual shit since before high school. When I was in high school, I was working framing and everything was like every other musician has done, in his life. And I've been pretty fortunate.
Those toasters?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you're going to love it. And like I said,
Nice.
the album comes out.
Perfect.
Man, I don't even know what the date is now, but
The 13th.
yeah, the album comes out.
Today is the
13th,
whatever it is.
Which is, I don't know.
June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Nice.
you can check out the new video. We shot a video for the single that we released. It's called Alien. And you can find it at Limberlost. You can find it on Facebook. Look it up on YouTube, wherever you want to find it. It's not hard to find.
You should sign this.
Dude, what?
You should sign I didn't bring a marker for him to sign, though. I didn't even think about that. Okay.
I'll just use some of this.
No,
Use a source, yeah.
So, we're talking about him signing this jacket, too. As you can see, I have my guests sign my jacket at the end of the show. And then every year we auction it off at the Metal Hall of Fame Gala, and the proceeds go to charity.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, last year it went to the victims of the LA fires. This year, barring any other tragedies like that, it will go to the DAD program, which is Drums and Disabilities, and that brings drum therapy to children and veterans.
Very nice. A good effort, mate. Well done.
Thank you. It's all, like I said, I stumbled into this, right? It just happened. And I'm so fortunate and grateful to be hanging out with rock stars, quote unquote. I don't want to blow up his head.
No.
And so the least I can do is give back, right?
Good on you, mate. Good on you.
Not my kitchen, but I have to. Oh,
okay.
Sure. No.
James got us. No, you're going to sign my jacket now.
All right.
Hey, when you said it goes to charity, is that stripper we met at the Rainbow?
No, that was
Hell yeah.
Oh.
You can't have charity in June.
Charity was at the Body Shop.
Oh, we already gave her all.
Yes, we already gave charity all our money.
Nothing left to give.
She's at the Body Shop.
I signed one of these before.
Yes, you did.
I'm going to sign right where I signed the last time. Right here on the boob.
Yes.
On the nipple?
No, right here, right where the boob goes in. I'm going to tell you why. Because at last year's Metal Hall of Fame, when they auctioned it off, it went to some hot chick. So my name is bounced out about this far on a titty of a hot chick, all right? So with any fucking hope, please, Lord, this is going to go to another hot chick, and mine will be fucking pounced out there again.
Sensational.
All right, we ready?
Well, what you don't know, Kris, is Steve's girlfriend is right off camera here.
Well, he didn't actually sign the other girl's breast. He signed the shirt that went on her breast. So technically he's done nothing wrong.
Exactly. I know. I'm slipping.
He was younger. Back in the day, he was signing the actual breast.
That's where the breast of fire came from.
Exactly.
Steve.
Oh, shit. Before we start burning this breast of fire, I want to talk a bit more about this competition that you're in the finals of, bro. So how did you get there for a start? What have you... I know there's cash prizes to win, but it's about a lot more than that as well. So how'd you get there? What do you got to do to win it? And how do we help you win it?
Okay, so I found him on Facebook, advertisement on Facebook. And like I said, it's the Favorite Chef 2025 competition. I'm actually in the quarterfinals right now. Okay, and the quarterfinals end in 3 days on the 22nd. And you can vote once a day for free. And I'll send you the link. For sure. I'll mention it again, though. It's favoritechef.com/2025/Brett-Hoag. And if we win, we do get the 25 grand. But more importantly, we get a spread in the Taste of Home magazine. and I get to appear on the Food Network with one of their celebrity chefs and cook and talk.
Nice.
And that will obviously expand our audience and our exposure for our show. And again, the competition supports the James Beard Society. That is a very endearing charity to me because of my father. I still use my dad's 1963 James Beard cookbook he got for a wedding present from his parents.
Awesome.
So that really means a lot to me. And like I said, this charity is to ensure equity and sustainability in kitchens. Because I'm sure it's the same in Australia, right? You get that old male chauvinist thing, oh, woman's job is in the kitchen, right? She should be cooking. Okay? And so I used to get a lot of shit because I've been cooking forever in junior high. And my response was always, dude, go to a gourmet restaurant in your city, go in the kitchen, tell me the gender of that chef. 98% of the time, it's a guy.
Male. Yep.
Right? And it shouldn't be. Why? Why is that? You know? So we need more equity in the kitchen. You know, it needs to be open to another. These days, there are quite a few now well-known gourmet female chefs, but not enough, not nearly enough.
No. Do you get to take Steve in with you for the finals, or is it just a solo mission?
I don't know. I don't know. I would love to, obviously. This would be fucking amazing.
This is just about done, dog.
Yeah,
I'll leave you guys to yourselves to talk about that for a minute because I'm busting for a piss. So I'm going to go for a piss. You guys talk about that, and I'll be back in a second.
Right on.
Don't hurt yourself. If you take too long, we're going to be worried.
Sure.
All
right. So what are we doing here? We need plates, maybe?
We'll probably get some plates, maybe a bowl we can pour some of this into. Okay. Yeah. And don't forget to ask me about the things that I brought along.
Oh, what did you bring along? There. Yeah, what did you bring? Oh, Julie's favorite massager.
Oh, I thought that was the tenderizing. I seriously was like, do you want me to cook it?
Dude, I didn't know what the fuck he was doing there either, so, you know.
Hey,
honestly, I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that.
I just do it. Sometimes it comes out funny. Sometimes
it's like James was going to get me a bottle of Screwball for my birthday, right? And he kept forgetting. And so I was giving him shit about it one day, and then I was dog walking, and this dog ripped my only pair of fucking Levi's. The only pair I had, right? I'm wearing, these are them, actually. And so I was talking about that one day, and I mentioned that to him, and he gets me a fucking gift card for Levi's for my birthday. And I'm like, who the fuck listens to what I say? I don't even listen to what I say. You know, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
you guys know I can watch this back later, and I'm going to know exactly what you said about me while I was gone as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, the only thing I said is that Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi chant is the most annoying fucking thing I've ever heard at the Olympics, and you people need to stop it.
Try being an Australian and being obligated to fucking say it. It sucks.
Well, no, dude, it's the Australian fans during the Summer Olympics that are fucking annoying, and in the Winter Olympics, it's the Norwegian fans. Oh my God, lining all the ski routes with their cowbells and their orange and shit.
Well, the only reason we say oi, oi, oi is because Australians aren't smart enough to spell fuck yeah. I love it. I tell you.
They're not really known for your breakdancing anymore either.
Yeah, breakdancing's not really.
Oh, no, we break things when we dance.
Are you
the Olympics, I mean, come on, man.
Friends.
We are friends. Yeah. Listen, this is how you know that you're friends with somebody. You can fuck with them, okay?
True.
Exactly right.
Sometimes people meet me and they're like, I don't know if the guy likes me or not. Like, and then my friends are like, fucking with you? Like, well, yeah, that's why I don't know. He loves you then, okay?
Yeah, I say the same thing to people. I say the more I pay out on you, the more I like you. If I'm not paying out on you, that's when you should be worried.
True story, yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
We can't forget to tell you about the secret ingredient that goes in. This has to be the last part.
Yep.
A little bit of brown sugar goes a long way in this thing. It just kind of sweetens the whole pot. So
brown sugar.
we put about, I don't know, what we put about a Teaspoon in,
tablespoon, maybe.
Cup.
A tablespoon, well, again, if you go on our YouTube channel and click on that more and see the recipe, it's either a tablespoon of brown sugar or honey.
Honey works.
And I think last time we used honey.
Sometimes both.
So sometimes both.
Sometimes both.
Right. So, and he brought some stuff he wanted. So I don't know what this device is.
Well,
but
I just bring stuff. I mean,
I'm supposed to mention this. So
I just bring stuff. You probably want to know what that's for.
I want to know what that is. Yes, because I know what it looks like.
Here, take that.
No.
No, look out.
No. Okay.
That's you didn't get that off Charity, did you? Charity the stripper?
How do you turn it on? I don't know how to do it.
I brought this so you can give me a massage.
Right, yeah.
All right. So this thing.
I did mention his girlfriend right off camera, right?
I'm not saying a word.
this travels everywhere with me, especially backstage. Before I go on stage, I'm like getting all warmed up and everything because it just kind of. Oh, he's like, that's not a bad idea.
I have one.
If you don't,
we don't need to.
You don't have
way too much information.
Right?
You need to borrow your toys.
And
You can stir the sauce with it. Chuck it in the sauce and turn it on, and it'll be like a blender.
Exactly. And Steve here is known for grapes.
Who doesn't love grapes?
Right?
I love grapes. Everywhere I go, I have grapes. It's just when people see me, they know that there's going to be grapes within 15 feet.
You know, next time you tour Australia, people are going to be throwing grapes at you from the ground now.
It's on the rider, right? You got to be grapes in the dressing room. And he actually called
next to this.
Right next to the screwball. He called me on the way here. Dude, did you get my grapes? And I'm I forgot, man. I'm sorry. I forgot the grapes.
I'd buy my own fucking
So
grapes.
he had to buy his own grapes this time.
I'm surprised you even decided elected to do the show after that. I would have thrown the towel in. No grapes, no fucking show.
Fuck this, man. No grapes. I'm out of here.
So how are we finishing this off? Does it get poured over the bread?
Yeah, let's show them how we do this.
We're going to pour it over the bread. You just going to
Dip it.
No, you dip it, right, eh?
Right in here.
So you dump the sauce in a bowl.
Sauce in right there.
Dump it.
If you're not drunk, it's easier.
Yeah, you don't need the whole thing in there. And
Yeah, I never get. This is the first time we've been drinking on the show. I'm just saying.
oh, like I'm the bad influence all of a sudden.
Yes, you are the bad influence.
This is some bullshit. Are you not having fun?
I am having a great time.
Oh, well, then there you go.
There you go.
Right, so now,
Are you having a good time, Kris?
I'm having a ball, boys. I'm having an absolute
Fuck
ball.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oi, oi, fuck yeah.
all right, we're going to go.
All right, go ahead.
3 balls of ice.
I know, you know.
All right.
Not going to garnish it? No garnishing it with anything?
No. I guess you could.
Don't
If
need, oh, yeah, don't worry about that.
Loop on the table.
okay, good, man.
I'm just wondering. I mean, I have a lot of cooking devices here, and I even have one of these.
I'm going home now. Bye.
Why is the lube on my counter?
Well, I'm not really sure. Your wife has me drink this, okay?
The hell she did. It's a different brand.
I've been endorsed by this company since the very first Metal Church album. You think I'm joking?
If I had to guess, I'd be saying the lube is for the grapes.
Well, depends on what you're going to do with the grapes. All right.
Yes, they're that hard to get down, James.
Now, if the funny thing is if you look on every Metal Church album that I played on since 2003, there will be special thanks to Astroglide. A lot of people don't get that far down to special thanks, but
Are you serious?
I shit you not, man.
I gotta go check now. We gotta go home.
But you have to.
I gotta go check now, man.
You have to have it with you everywhere you go because you never know when you're going to get into a tight spot. Okay, man? So just
no, I.
grab me in and out
Are
of
you
a lot
going to
of
leave
tight
that here in
situations.
my kitchen?
Aren't you proud?
Got enough? You can leave it right here.
I'll get you some.
Look, Mom, this is my boyfriend.
I'll put an order in.
All right, well, I mean, we're pretty much ready to eat here.
All right, we're ready to eat,
You know,
man.
if you want to get all fancy with everything, you can maybe go like this with some peppers so it looks all cool and everything. You know, so you feel like you're in a fine dining restaurant.
Right. So my dad gave me this bit of advice when he was teaching me how to cook. And he said, Brett, if you ever want to make anything gourmet, you either add sauteed mushrooms
Oh, yes.
Or fuck
freshly
mushrooms.
ground. Yeah, I don't like them either, but
Nah.
or freshly ground black pepper.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Yep.
I like mushrooms with purple rings around the stems.
Well, they're fun.
Okay.
They still taste like shit, but
They still taste like shit if you throw up, but at least you trip.
exactly.
So there's that big bonus there at the end. But yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of mushrooms. I don't mind the big Chinese elephant ear mushrooms. I don't mind shiitakes are okay, but they have to be cooked by me or my dad, or I'm not eating them.
Just right.
Yeah.
Can't overcook them.
Yeah. No. So okay, I guess we're ready.
We're ready, man.
Okay. You have anything else, Kris? Do you want to enjoy?
I just want to see your face when you try all that spice.
Oh God, I know. I have no idea what he did to me.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Grab.
Get in the middle. No.
You don't get out of this, mate. Didn't you get?
See how much fun we have here.
I want to come to America and be on the show. That's how much fun it looks like you're having.
Come on over. You can stay here. Come on over, Kris.
Yeah, around. One of my dreams is to dive the Great Barrier Reef, so I'm coming down one of these days.
And let me know what you do, bro. I'm from Cairns, where the Great Barrier Reef is, so I know all the spots.
The spices.
I saw that, and this is awesome. Yeah,
Oh my God.
It's perfect.
There's been
It's perfect.
no skate faces yet. You all look like, hang on, Steve. Your eyebrows are furrowing. You're furrowing here a little bit.
It's almost like I know what I'm doing, all right? Almost.
It's unique and super tasty, and I'll make it. I'll make it for
Yeah,
you.
I've made this at home before too.
Yep.
I haven't.
You're not eating it, bud. You're not eating it, Brett, I notice.
No,
The
I
Chinese
haven't.
two are.
I
I want you to have a bit more. I want you to have a bit more.
Okay. Twist my arm.
Yep. Yeah, eat it, Brad. Eat it.
All right.
And take some lube in the pocket there.
Yeah.
Lube in the pocket.
It'll help it go down easier.
Right now.
Oh my God.
Good Lord, this is
So you guys are just fucking assholes.
Pretty good, right?
I'm a happy camper.
Yeah,
I'm a very happy camper.
The beauty of this is that, we still have like half a saucepan left of this shit. And whatever.
The funny thing is, you're saying how beautiful it is, but I'm looking at your faces. And the faces are telling a different story.
Oh, it's delicious. Here.
I don't have too much spice.
Take a bite.
Hey, bye, Kris.
I'm not down to taste. It's just the spices that are in there that I'm a bit worried about. The amount of spices.
Yeah, it is a little. It's got a kick to it for sure.
Oh,
But it's not. Yeah, it's not too spicy. I don't think that. I like. Yeah.
Put it this way: you won't need the lube after finish eating it.
You might need a Band-Aid though.
Yeah, it's not called Breast of Coolness. It's called Breast of Fire, and there's a reason for it. And it's because it's spicy.
It's the right amount. It's the right amount.
Yeah, you made that. I think it's better than the last time.
I think so too. And
Yeah, I think so.
anyway, as I was saying, you just keep the leftovers, and like tomorrow night when you're starving, all you do is you boil some spaghetti or something, and you pour this over the top of it, and it's like a spicy chicken fettuccine.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got all the answers, haven't you, mate?
Yeah, better than cold pizza. You can serve this over toast too, man. Like cream chip beef, right? Or shit on a shingle, as they call
You
it.
could put this on anything.
This would be this would be awesome.
I wouldn't recommend using it as a lube, though.
No.
No. We have something else for that.
Yes.
It's about that big.
Wow.
And I would not Google Breast of Fire either.
Oh, well, these are the images. The images would have to be pretty good.
Okay. The public is really curious.
All right, they're coming in.
All right.
Come in, honey.
Woo.
Come on in. Come on back.
Yes, no, we're in
Yeah, bring the whole family in. Bring the whole family in for the finale.
Angela, get in
Come
here.
on in.
Show Australia how cool you are.
Got a kiss shirt on. She can't be that bad.
Right?
Now we got Steve's girlfriend's got to come around too. Hey there. Nice to meet you.
This is James's wife, Angela.
Hello.
And she's
Hello,
an
Angela.
incredibly gracious host. We do shoot a lot of episodes right here in this kitchen, and it's all because of her.
Did they clean up after themselves, Angela? Did they clean up after? I said, did they clean up after themselves, Angela?
Oh, yeah, the cleanup. She spent 4 days and clean the kitchen. Now it's my job and our job to clean up after this.
Come and have some.
Nice.
Come and have some. Well, get in here.
Just grab, no, right here. You grab a bread, dip it in there, and have at it. Go. Yeah.
Get the meaty stuff and put it on there.
Let me get a plate. Okay.
Now, before anyone actually explodes from this, tell everyone in Australia where they can watch your show. Like, where's the best place to watch it? Have you got a website?
It's time to watch it.
YouTube.
Yep.
Our YouTube channel is at metal_mastication. I'm also on Facebook, Metal Mastication, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever. But YouTube's the best. That's where all our episodes are.
Fantastic, guys. Well, that's probably that's the funnest hour I've spent for a long time, guys. So thanks very much for that. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and your culinary skills.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this, Kris. We had a pleasure too, right? Did we not have fun?
Great time, man.
We had a great time, man.
Can't wait to come to Australia and party and eat with you.